So I can confidently say that is cool as shit.
Yeah, boy.
There she is. Woo. She ready.
Let me just go. Hello. What's up? It's Casey from Caseyscustoms. I am building a V8 rear-wheel drive 1990 Honda CRX. In this video, we get the body put on our custom frame. We also start getting the motor and transmission mounted. Let's get to work. We are back on the Honda CRX V8 rear-wheel drive conversion. In the last video, we started making a frame. It's almost all the way done. And normally, I don't go back to back with my videos. My last video on this just came out on Friday, but I need to consolidate the space here. I really don't like one project taking up my whole shop. So the goal for this video is to get that body sitting on that frame. Now, the frame isn't done yet. It still has a couple things that need done. I still need to do my airbag kit, but that's not that big of a deal. The airbags are basically a bolt-in set once I get the rear end done. So I'm not too worried about that. So what I want to focus on this video is buttoning up the things that need done on the frame. I need to put in a rear cross member, and I'm going to be cutting this old rusty one out because I don't like it. And then what we need to do is get in here and completely strip this floor out because we are not going to be using that floor because it's not going to match up with our new frame very well. If I'm not getting too greedy, maybe get the engine and transmission sitting in the frame. I'm doing that thing where I just start saying, let's do this and listen. It's like 100 hours worth of work. But what we're going to do right now is button up this frame. I need to put a new rear cross member in, and then we can cut this rusty shitty one out. So let's do that first. Now that's an actual cross member. Now we can get rid of this one. I was gonna try and keep this one originally, but it's gonna get in the way of my bags. So we'll get rid of it. It looks like shit anyway. Okay, I got the frame done and I have the rear end where it is gonna be whenever the airbags are installed. I am not going to install the airbags yet. The only reason I'm not going to is because I want to see how it's going to lay out inside the car. Because what I don't want to do is build my 4-link, have it all be pretty and nice, and then we go put it in the car and none of it works as far as like where the front seat's going to be, where I just don't know how any of this is going to look inside the car yet. So what I have done is I have clamps holding it where the rear end will be sitting whenever the airbags are down. Same thing with the front. I don't know if I showed this or not, but I have my lower A-arm touching basically my upper A-arm, and I have it tack welded. So basically everything is pancaked right now, so it'll be as low as it's going to be with the bags down. And all we need to do basically is install the bags, which is, it's not super easy. I'm making it sound like it's a 10-minute job. It's not, but what I really don't want to do is get all this shit installed and then have it be in the way of something. So I think I'm also going to have to move this cross member up some, probably back here more. But what I want to do is get the floor cut out of the car so we can get the car on here, kind of see how everything's going to be. And then we can go kind of fit in our motor and transmission and stuff. I have a feeling I'm going to be moving the motor back from where the stock location is. The stock location, this is the middle of the motor mounts. What I might be doing is pushing it back a little bit. Not crazy far, but maybe like back to here. So I just need to figure out where all this is going to sit with a car on top. And you can take 10 million measurements and kind of get a good idea, but you really never know until you just put the bitch right on top. And that's kind of how I like to work anyway. So what we need to do, basically I said all that to say we need to start cutting this floor out. And I don't want to get it completely cut out because then I won't be able to move it. So I'm going to get it 90% cut here in the shop. Then we're going to roll it out, pick it up with my crane. So let's start figuring out how to cut the shit out of this floor. All right, check it out. I got the floor cut out, basically enough so that I can get in here and cut whatever else out I need. Also, I cut out just enough so that the car can still roll. It doesn't roll great right now because we got some cool camber going on because there's nothing that holds those two together, but I can still get it outside by myself, which is what I want to do. I think what I was going to do is start cutting, but I'm actually going to take, I think my steering can stay. I'm going to go ahead and take my master cylinder off and tomorrow get this thing outside after I get it stripped the rest of the way. And I'm going to try and cut right there. I would like to leave this. This is kind of a nice structure point. Also, it's my fender mount, and I'd rather not cut it out if I don't have to. I can always remount the front clip a different way if I had to, but boy, if I just came right across there, that would do a lot. But we're going to have to do all that outside because once these strut towers don't have any structure, this body's just going to fall on the floor, and we'll need to hit it with the hoist. But what I'm going to do right now is strip anything out that I think might be in the way. I would like to keep all this because I think I can reuse this with my new stuff, or at the very least I don't want to have to make all that from scratch. So whenever I go to cut this out, whenever this is out of the way, I can kind of cut around it a little bit easier. So I'll come right up here and then straight across. But she is pretty damn well stripped. Yeah, I did some measuring. These are not the wheels and tires I'm running. Obviously, these are way too wide and just not really the style I want. But even as wide as they are, looks like I still have plenty of room in there to get this chassis under there, which is what I want to do for this video. So, cool. Let's get this brake out of here. All right, we got her outside. It is ready to start doing the real cutting now. We got the hoist because we're gonna have to start picking it up. After we start cutting on these, I've kind of got it marked where I'm gonna go. After we start cutting on these with the Sawzall, the suspension is just gonna be falling in on itself. And there's not gonna be anything to hold this car up. So let's have some fun, baby. I got to unbolt something. Oh, now we're getting somewhere, baby. Starting to look like the other hot rods around here. Okay, we got our front suspension cut out. The thing I'm worried about is I'm kind of worried about where my firewall is with the steering wheel because that doesn't look like it's going to clear my wheels. So we might end up having to make our own steering section, which I'm not very excited about, but I don't know. We're not gonna determine that just yet. We still got a lot more work to do. Let's get to cutting the rear out. Ooh, that's heavy. Check it out. She is stripped. Oh, I just realized somebody fixed a rust problem with some spray foam. Quality. Oh shit, that's great. I didn't see that when I was cutting it. Got the body completely gutted. We should be good to go to start trying to get the frame under there. I might still have to do some trimming around the steering wheel. I might have to do some trimming around that torque box up there. I'm not sure. I would love to keep that if I can, so that's why I'm not going to do it yet. I'm going to try and get the frame under here. We'll kind of see where everything is sitting and go from there. So let's roll her under there, baby. Okay, first test fit went about as good as I expected. We are running into all kinds of shit. That ain't gonna do it. If we're going this far, we're definitely not going to, you know, have our frame this high off the ground. So I gotta trim these inner fenders way up to the fender. I might even take the fender off and just remake that. I don't know. I would rather not if I don't have to. And then we're also hitting in the back. Need to cut that rear frame or the rear floor out. So she looks good inside though. I'm very happy about that. Pick her back up and cut some shit. Actually, I take that back. I'm gonna mark this on both sides where I need to cut, then we'll cut it. Okay, starting to pick this thing up, taking some measurements. Here's some of my problem. These tires are huge. These are obviously SUV tires, so they're a little bit too big for what I'm trying to do. So I don't want to get too crazy with cutting stuff to make room for tires that aren't going to be on the car anyway, if that makes any sense. But I've called all the tire places in town. Nobody has anything that I can get this week. I can get a bunch of shit next week, smaller, better. But here's the thing, I don't even know if these are the rims I'm gonna run. I don't hate these rims, they're not my favorite. I think what I'm gonna do is cut all this shit to have relief for these giant tires. And then what we'll do whenever we get our smaller tires, that's just gonna give us that much more drop, essentially. But I'm looking at it, and if I wanna tuck these tires, I literally have to like cut this whole structure out and basically remount my whole front clip. I might have to do that anyway, we'll see. I'm gonna cut it up here as much as I can, but I would rather not have to remount this whole front clip if I don't have to. Yeah, so basically I said all that to say it might not be as low as I want it to be this video because we just have such big ass tires. But I also am a crazy person and I hate when it's not as low as I want it to be. So I don't know, maybe we just cut everything and then lay it on the ground. I don't know. I gotta get this body up here. We gotta cut some shit. After looking at this, I've decided it is just going to be easier to cut this structure out and remake my bumper and my fender mounts, because this is just going to hit no matter what I do. Basically, by the time I cut enough of it out, there's going to be no structure there anyway, so I just need to make this from scratch. And it's going to be a lot easier. We can just go. So let's cut some shit. This is just one of the craziest things I've ever done. Oh yeah, these tires are way too wide, but they're gonna work, it's all right. They're too wide and too tall. We are still about 3 inches off the ground. Good times. I'm gonna get the fenders put on. I don't know. I might be able to bolt the bumper back up. I don't know. We're going to start kind of piecing it together so I can see if my wheelbase is right. But right now, we're not all the way on the ground. The roof is at my belt buckle. It's so low. It's low as shit. It's lower than the Model A was. Holy crap, that's cool. So I can confidently say that is cool as shit. That is better than my expectations. Holy shit, man. Look at that thing. Oh, as soon as we get the right size tires and wheels on this thing too, it's gonna be just even lower. Damn, that looks good. Here's the great news. We got more room for activities than I thought we would. I think we're going to be able to sneak a motor in there kind of easy. Well, let's not say easily. That's real stupid. But easier than expected. It's going to be back a little bit farther, but we knew that going in. And I can, if I have to, cut some of that cowl out. I think we're okay. What I'm going to do is order some wheel tubs so that basically I will be able to connect my firewall to this front frame section. Because right now this is just held up with jack stands. If I get some big old trailer fenders, you know, they're real thick. They're like 14 gauge. And then we'll have that all sealed in and that'll be really strong that way. So that's what we need to do. I need to order some of those. I don't know if I'm going to try and get the frame in there or not, or the motor in there or not. Because I really should probably wait until I get the inner wheel wells done. And I need to order those. I don't know. I would like to try though. What I could also do is just get the motor set up, get the body off of there, and then get my motor and transmission set in there, and then put the body back on. But I don't know. Done a shitload in the last couple days. Ooh, look how much room we got in there. I think steering column can probably stay where it is. The pedals definitely won't. Look at that, the pedals hitting the frame. So we're gonna have to move the pedals around a little bit. But not nearly as bad as it could be. Sweet. Man, it looks good. Also, we could always raise the body up if we had to, but my frame is basically pancaked right now, so I don't want to go too much lower with the body. I can always come up, like I said. If I go any lower with the body, my seats are going to be too tall. Man, that's not bad, though. Holy shit. Oh, I love it so much. It's so silly. Check it out, man. I had to get another video and a couple pictures of it before it goes in. I decided what I'm going to do. I'm going to push it in, obviously. And we're going to get the motor and transmission sitting in this frame. And then we'll see if we can't get the body on top of it. But I don't know. That's asking a lot. Because I'm going to have to put the body inside. And I don't know how I'm going to lift it up by myself inside. But we're going to figure it out. But I had to come out here one more time. But those wheels are kind of growing on me. But I think they're too wide. But boy, they do look cool. Damn, that's a good looking cart. All right, she's been sitting outside for like 2 days. I absolutely love looking at it out here. It looks so good. But in reality, it's held up with jack stands and some square tubing. It's kind of just wedged on top of the frame right now. We got stuff to do. Also, these wheels and tires are obviously not going to work. So I don't want to go building my chassis and my body around something that's not going to be what we're running. These tires are entirely too tall. Also, these rims they stick out a little too much. So I can go with a narrower rim, or I can go with a different offset to get it in like another inch, which would help a bunch. So I'm going to figure out what that is. Funny enough, I actually love the looks of these. I kind of hated them at first, but they actually kind of match the style of a, 90s Honda. So I might end up going with some sort of 5-spoke design. I'm not sure, but I'm rambling, naturally. We have a lot of stuff we still need to do. I want to get the motor in place. I want to do stuff like that. But as far as like how low I'm going to go with the body, I'm going to wait until I get the exact wheels on there that I want. I said all that to say, we got to get this bad boy inside because I really want to see if we can get a motor in there and then maybe somehow get the body back on top to kind of see where our motor is going to work with our firewall. But that's going to be tricky once it's inside, but we're going to figure it out. Let's get the old girl back in here. Okay, let me tell you what we got going on. These are custom motor mounts, and they're just basically weld in wherever you want to put it. That's what you can use. Now, I thought originally that we were going to try and put this in the unibody of the CRX. We went with the frame. This is easier. This is an S10 front end. Well, they make S10 motor mounts for a V8. And I actually already have a set right here. So you would think we should probably throw those on. Well, here's the thing. I'm taking kind of some rough measurements, and I think I want my motor farther back than where those mounts are going to be. I think I technically want my mounts back here somewhere. So what I'm going to do for now, and this might be a huge mistake, and we might end up undoing all this bullshit. What I'm going to do for now is try and get the motor in there and then see where my custom mounts land. Basically, if I can make them work farther back, that's what I'll do. And then we'll kind of go from there. But yeah, I'm looking at these. It would be so nice to just bolt them in and be done. I'm not thinking that's going to work. So, I don't know. Basically, I'm saying we're going to try and throw it in, see where it's at, and then there's a good chance we'll end up redoing everything and bolting the stock ones in. But let's see what happens. Also, whenever I get this motor and transmission sitting in here, I'm not going to weld anything. I want to get it in there with like C-clamps and shit. And we're going to have to actually put the body back on top to see where our firewall hits, if we need to cut anything else, if it's going to work, if it needs to be moved around. So this thing's going to be in and out probably 3 times in the next 2 hours, and it's not going to be fun, but it's part of the process. So let's get to it. Okay, I got the motor kind of sitting there. It is over a foot farther back than where my stock mount is, and it's probably down, 8 inches or more, which is great. We want this low. Obviously, it's high in the back because I haven't cut that cross member yet. I don't want to do that just yet. What I want to do right now is see where it sits when I put the body back on it. If this is going to work, I can make this work very easily. We can just notch our mounts right there, weld it, bang, bang, and we're good to go. And then we'll just, you know, cut our cross member down, make sure everything's level. But I'm loving it right there. It's basically a mid-engine car, though. It might be too far back. I don't know. We're going to find out right now. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're going to have to cut some shit under there. But I don't know. Okay, I don't know how much this video is showing. It looks like it's okay as far as how dark it is. But I'm trying not to do much more shooting out here because I don't want the video to be shit. But as you can see, we can go forward like 6 or 8 inches, and we're gonna notch that firewall up some more. I'm gonna go ahead and just completely remove my steering column. It's so bulky, I think it's gonna be easier just to make my own. It's not gonna be in the way. But we can get this motor up a lot more forward, which will give us more room in here to sit, which is good. But we just need to do some more notching. I'm also going to notch a spot on the frame for the crank pulley. Yeah, I'm not gonna try to too much more outside because I don't know what you can see. So we're gonna cut a bunch of shit and then we're gonna get it back in here. Yeah, I just got bumped into in the middle of the night by a giant pitbull. Come on. Oh, that's a good girl. That's a good girl. That's a good girl. Yeah. Oh, itchy butt, itchy butt, itchy butt. Yeah. Come on, let's get you back home. Oh, you slobbered on me. You can have that back. Come on, you gotta go back. That's the neighbor's dog. There you go. Go. Good girl. That fucking thing tackled me. We got it in. This damn motor's too high. We gotta figure something out. Might change the intake. I don't know. Is it sitting on it? Oh, fuck! Oh, just broke the windshield. Son of a bitch. Oh, I just broke the windshield. Damn it. The carburetor pushed it up. Shit. Not the end of the world, but I didn't want that to happen. Shit. Yeah, I'm going to probably have to run a shorter intake. Let me get this jacked up. We can get a better look at it. All right, check it out. One of the steering mounts was actually hitting. It wasn't right here. And that had just put enough flex on it where it ended up breaking the windshield. I'm going to end up putting plate in here to reinforce all this. But for now, we're just trying to, get something to fit. I like where it's at. And whenever we do the rear cross member, the transmission cross member, that's going to drop the back like, 4 or 5 inches, so that'll help a ton. But let's see where it sits right now. Technically, I could weld those mounts in damn near right where they are, but let's start putting some shit back together and see what it looks like. Check it out. I got it sitting in there. It is back. It's looking good. I got like, 1.5 inches above my carburetor, and that's with a tall intake and a pretty tall carburetor. Also, like I said, transmission cross member is going to come down like 4 inches. I don't hate that at all, to be completely honest with you. We're not making anything permanent yet, obviously, because just triple check everything whenever we get our new wheels in. They should be in. I already checked. The ones I'm looking at, I should get them sometime next week or like 7 to 10 days. So we'll be able to get back on it pretty quickly. But I don't hate that at all. I'm going to throw the front clip on. I want to see how we're looking up front because so far I kind of like that right there. That's plenty low. I have it looked like almost 4 inches before the oil pan was going to hit anything. So that ain't bad. God, that's a cool looking car. All right, let's throw the front clip on. We're going to call this video. All right, I need your guys' help. This looks great, but I'm taking some measurements, and I think I might actually be able to run this where it normally is. It's going to be 14 inches more forward, but I got plenty of room for a radiator in here. I don't know that we gotta go so far back. I kind of liked it being back. The more mid-engine you can get, the better it'll drive and stuff. But boy, we could save a ton of cab space if that was more far forward. I don't know. I love it. I'm not doing anything this video because I have ran out of time. Also, like I said, I don't want to do anything too permanent until we get the right wheels and tires. So I'm going to finish putting the front clip on, but I don't know. I'm looking at these stock mounts and they might work. The only thing is it's going to be a lot higher. That's the height is what I'm worrying about more than anything. But boy, I think forward could really work. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. But for now, let's put the rest of the parts on and we will finally have this entire project, motor, transmission, frame, everything in one spot together, which is nice. The rest of this I can move around basically with my jack. I don't have to take it back out to use the hoist. So let's get her put together. God, it's cool as shit though. Man, I love this thing. I mean, I know I say this a lot, and I'm sorry. I know, I'm repetitive, but damn, that's a good-looking car. Oh, it's not even as low as it's gonna be. Let me check this out. You just go, hello. Yeah, I don't know. We might go forward with it. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. She could definitely come forward some. It's kind of bitching being mid-engine, though. I mean, technically mid-engine is back a little more, but I mean, that's pretty damn close. We're going to have a 2-foot drive shaft. Cool. Man, we got a lot of stuff done. We got to order some parts, but I am very happy. Also, look, it doesn't take up any room. I have 6 or 8 feet back there, and then, I mean, I could put the Mustang up there almost. Good times. Also, fun fact, I'm going to be pulling in the under $1,000 66 Mustang that I currently am widening. I cut it right down the middle to widen. It's going to come in tomorrow. Man, that's cool. I got a subscriber. I forgot his name. I apologize. He sent me OEM taillights that look perfect. I bought brand new OEM headlights, and I got like JDM turn signals and all kinds of cool shit. It's going to be a really fun car. I'm getting excited, man. This other little car makes me so happy. The fact that I wasn't going to show this on the channel, or I didn't think I would show a lot of it. This is a car I've wanted to build for like 20 years. So I thought that since I have a hot rod channel, people wouldn't care as much. So I was like, I'll just, show a video here or there. It's been incredibly popular. Everybody wants to see it. And now I am so much more excited than I was before. Check that thing out. Holy shit. I just got my wheels ordered. It's a real cool looking 5-spoke, kind of similar design to that, but it should be about 1.5 inches in more. So that'll save me a bunch of problems. I got my tires coming too. So whenever those show up, we will finalize our chassis, get our airbags done, and weld our motor and transmission in. Also, I probably said it a couple times, but let me know, should we move that thing up a little bit or should we keep it back? Because I kind of can see it going both ways. I think if it's more forward, I will have a lot more room. If it's more back, it'll handle better and it just kind of looks cooler, to be honest with you. But I don't know. Let me know what you think. Now that I got this one taking up 1 spot in the shop and not 2, I have the BMW coming in here in about the next 10 minutes. We're going to start cutting up on that and we're going to get the 66 body put on top of the BMW. If you didn't watch any of that, I widened my 66 8 inches by cutting it right down the middle of the car and just widening the entire car. I'm not just doing fender flares or anything like that. The entire car is being widened. It's gonna be a ton of fabrication. It's gonna be a ton of fun. Also, it is on a super tight budget, and I think I'm only at like $500 right now. We're doing really good. It's an under $1,000 build, and I have a good feeling we're gonna pull that one off again. I've done it before, but yeah. Stay tuned for all of that. Please hit that subscribe button. It helps the channel out a ton. For the coolest merchandise on the planet, go to Caseyscustoms.com. Thank you very much for watching. Please like, share, comment, all that stuff they tell you to do at the end of videos, and check out some more of my other videos. Peace. I love you.
I really been addicted to you. All of my attention I've been giving to you.